guys, this is 97 Lego Maniac with another custom minifigure showcase video. This is my first showcase video of 2016. I apologize this showcase video didn't come out sooner. I just need to buy more blacking. Well, my father had to, and he keeps forgetting. But hey, better late than never. So I have 4 figures with me from the game Arkham Knight. I mean, this game came out like, I think 2 years ago. I don't quite remember now. I'm sure it was last year. And I have Batman himself, the Arkham Knight, Scarecrow, and Jim Gordon. So yeah, these 4 figures have been done for a long time. Arkham Knight was done first, and everyone else was actually pretty simple. But it's just Batman took me a while because I was just too lazy. Until I decided last week, I was like, you know, I should probably just start working on Batman. So I quickly finished him in like a day or two. So yeah, we can just continue with the showcase video. So the first minifigure we have here is Batman, and he won't fully fit in the frame because his ears are a little bit too long. If I just push him back a little, there. But if I do, I'll end up pushing this background. So reposition the background just a little bit. So here we have Batman, and to go over like the top, his cowl was actually used a new 52. You know, the cowl, you know, the new cowl design. And what I did, I sculpted a little bit on the inside because his mask kind of has that little bit of section down here that kind of separates it, so it kind of forms like a little triangle and then a trapezoid shape down the bottom. And I gave him a chin strap because the new 52 cowl does not have a chin strap, and all Batman cowls have some sort of a chin strap, whether it stands out or not. And I sculpted in the ears because his ears are a little bit too long, so that way. And it just like juts out really high, and it's actually pretty pointy if you like touch the tips. I mean, all of it won't fit in the frame, but I'll remove his head. I used a regular Batman head, but what I did, I painted in like the eyes, so it's like those 4 eyes looking dots, so that way when you put it in, it just looks a lot better. So yeah, and I did paint it like the neck area, so that way, so you won't see the flesh under it. But here's his cowl. And if you guys can't tell, I use sealant because his cowl kind of has like 2 different shades of black. One's kind of like metallic black, and one that's just kind of like a dull black. And to go over his torso is all painted by me and sculpted, and removing his batarang. And his front part, like he has like the roundish boobs, and that represents like his like a front part of the armor. And there's like a little bit of edge work here. Just and the top side, but everything else is kind of like rounded shape, like how it usually looks in the game. I apologize for my throat. I have like a little mucus stuck in there. And yeah, his torso is actually one the best painted torsos I painted on Batman. This is easily the best Batman figure I made because I only made 2. If you guys remember that Christian Bale Batman, now I probably might redo. And here's his arms and these spikes. It's like his little gauntlets, like these little things. They're actually use the same plastic material I use on most of my figures. And here's his leg. His leg is kind of hard to do because I wasn't sure where to start, so I kind of made everything up. So, and his belt has like this nice bronze color to it, for his utility belt, and it does continue all 4 sides, including the legs and all. And if I remove his cape, this is actually a cape Madness back cape because I ran out. His back even also has some details. So there you can see there's still more sculpted work. It was kind of unnecessary to do the back, but I just thought maybe if I do it, it will just make this figure look complete, even if you can't see it. And yeah, and that's basically it for Batman. And we can just like move on to the next minifigure. Here's his batarang. Where did I put it? Oh yeah, there it is. This is his representing his sonar batarang, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, that was actually sculpted with Procreate. Like this figure was sculpted with Procreate. Only one figure in this showcase was sculpted with green stuff, and that is the Arkham Knight, and I'll get to him later. So yeah, moving on to our next figure from the good guys. Jim Gordon wasn't the minifigure I was actually planned in the beginning. In fact, I did a toll either Jim Gordon, Nightwing, or Robin. Nightwing is actually a popular choice, but then the more I think about it, Nightwing does not serve a purpose in the main story at all. And plus, Nightwing's costume design isn't necessarily one of the best. So I decided to, just take down the popular vote because I watched Young Justice recently, and Nightwing looks a lot better. He has a better costume, so I was like, okay, I'll make a Young Justice Nightwing. So it was between Jim Gordon or Robin. So then later on, I decided Gordon, because Gordon does play a big role in the story. Robin's just kind of there. So yeah, so here's Gordon. Everything is completely painted by me. The face was actually all painted, and it's not my best painted face. I don't really like how it turned out because there are some paint marks that just that looks uneven and weird. But I'm cool with it. And this figure also uses the same 3D shadings like what I did for Constantine. And under the collars, under the tie, a little bit, and even on the back, he has a little bit of weathering effect there. I did not use flesh arm, so I'm pulling a Recon Bricks custom here, because I ran out of it. So it was just a white arm with flesh paint, and I just coat it with sealant, so that way it won't scrape off. And I did use a leftover Cape Madness pieces to form his his sleeves up here, and then also in for a little gun holster there. His little straps, because he has this gun strap wrapped all around his chest. He has standard legs and he has a standard gun. So yeah, there's nothing much to say about this figure. Jim Gordon. This is actually my best Jim Gordon, obviously, because the other Jim Gordon I made for the Dark Knight trilogy was all lazy, and yeah, he's really cool. I like him. I want to save the best for last, and so we have Scarecrow, and he was a really challenging minifigure, but yet then he turned out to be one of my favorites I guess I'll consider him 2016, even though I completed him last year. So yeah, the reason why, even though there's some sloppy paint work, but that's kind of how it is really, because he has all these raggedy designs. It's just there's not really much of a clear paint job anyway to begin with. So yeah, I want to give a credit to my good buddy Dylan for aka the Moose Fakes, for the ideas for his mouth. I use those those Lego the handle antenna pieces. Yeah, so I use that same design because I think it's a good design anyway, and I don't feel like sculpting. And the only thing that's sculpted on this minifigure is his gauntlet and the thing that holds his syringes. Everything else was basically modified Lego, and there's a lot to go over. So to start off, I'm gonna remove the head real quick, just a little bit. So yeah, it's a Cape Madness hood, and yeah, you can see his head painted there, and yeah, I just basically use a random Lego piece. I went with a trench coat, and I basically heavily modified. You cannot remove the trench coat at all because it's kind of glued onto the torso, because I did a lot of gluing on this. So I use this if you guys remember this Lego string thing, yeah, I basically use that. It comes all around. I use a Cape Madness trench coat pieces to basically make the whole entire the gas compartment assembly here. I used a lot of Lego antenna pieces, the same piece that came with this, and basically use that to make these tubes. I use flex tubes to make the whole canister. I use a lot of threads. I use a lot more Cape Madness stuff. I use it's basically a lot of modified just fabric and Lego pieces just glued together and just make this hodgepodge of a mess. And that's basically Scarecrow, and his legs are fully posable. There's not much of detail on his leg, and I did have some Cape Madness stuff in here, and it has this some sort of a knee brace. So I use the same material what I use for Scarecrow's mouth onto the side of his leg. So yeah, and his syringe, how I made this. Well, this part here was actually Procreate, and then these threads are basically glued onto the hand. You can remove the hand actually, so if I do so carefully. And these syringe pieces, what I use staples, and yeah, and just be really careful with it because you might poke yourself. So yeah, I stuck that in Procreate, and I super glued it just in case the Procreate falls off, or the syringe falls off too. And yeah, and that's basically it for Scarecrow, and I really like how he turned out. He was some project, but he turned out really successful. I really like how his head came out, because I was like, how am I gonna paint this head? But so I just basically did my own design on it, but kind of just took a little bit of elements, give him menacing eyes, given like a lot of thread looking things on his mouth. Yeah, if you see that horizontal line, that's supposed to be like his teeth, and it actually turned out really cool. It looks a lot better if when you have his hood over it when it's all dark and shadowy. It just looks a lot better than just having it in the light. So yeah, that's it for Scarecrow. Talked about this minifigure a little bit too much, just like Batman. Here we have this whiny pussy, and that is Jason Todd, the Arkham Knight. Spoiler alert if you haven't played the game. I mean, I assume most of you play the game by now anyway. And so yeah, so yeah, Jason Todd, he is so whiny in this game. I mean, it's so unbelievable, and he was just so annoying. But the reason why people love him as a character is simply because of his unique design. So yeah, to go over it, everything is sculpted with green stuff, and then that was all the green stuff I used, except for his gauntlets. I was gonna go with Brick Forge van braces, but because I thought I ordered van braces, but it turns out I stupidly accidentally ordered another Master Chief helmet, so that sucks ass. But so I just decided, you know, why not just sculpt the gauntlets instead? Because I am improving a little bit on sculpting, so I was like, all right, why not give it a try? So yeah, to go over his helmet, this is actually my second attempt of the helmet, and it's still not perfect. Not if I don't count the paint job, it's still not perfect because the sides could be a lot more like thinner, so it's kind of like this a little bit, but you can't really do that with Lego anyway. So it's really hard, but you know, it was a lot better than my first attempt though. So yeah, so I love how he turned out. Sorry for the background noise if you could hear that. And his chest was also sculpted too, and all these. He has to be my most detailed minifigure yet, and he's probably my favorite this showcase video. And yeah, you can see all the these white and red all around, all these detailing, all these gray lines. I mean, this dude was some sort of a project. I mean, I completed this guy during Thanksgiving break, and that was the time when I stayed at dorm and doing nothing, so I spent my time mostly completing the figures. And yeah, he was really complicated and really tedious, but he turned out really awesome, and I really love how he turned out in this. And even though I completed him in 2015, I'm still gonna consider him the minifigure 2016 because I'm making the showcase video of my first showcase video here in 2016, so I'm gonna consider it. So yeah, so far this is my #1 favorite. So he has these pistols. I forgot what these pistols are. I did a lot of sanding on the sides, and it has like one of those barrels, so yeah, I did that. I made a secondary gun for him, which was his sniper rifle when you combine these two pistols together, but I think I left that back on campus, or I might have it here, but I'm just misplaced it somewhere. I have no idea where it is, but it's most likely it's back on campus. So yeah, that's basically it for the showcase video, guys, and we can just conclude this video. Without fear, life is meaningless. Traitor! So that's all, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase video. If you do, leave a like in the comment down below. Follow on all my social media sites, because it does go a long way, and I appreciate you guys for supporting me. I mean, happy 2016. Yeah, and I do have a lot more customs planned, but you probably won't see them in a long time because you know, money is kind of an issue, so I can't really buy much things. But I will try my best to make sure I get like the Deadpool showcase on time or just a little bit later. I'll try to get the Batman v Superman showcase. Civil War I probably won't do Civil War customs at all until like much later in the future, because you know, with the sets that are going to be coming out soon, I'm already going to spend a lot of money on the Batman v Superman and the First Order Battle Pack and stuff like that for Star Wars. It's going to be a lot, and I just hope I get a job during the summer so that way I can actually buy those sets, and I can still make a lot more money and make more figures for these. So yeah, I'll see you guys later, and yep, that's it. Bye bye.